Imagine a moment, a split second, that will define your day, your week, maybe your life. You're standing there, confronted, tested, challenged. Someone questions your value, disrespects your work, or calls you out in front of others. That inner heat rises. Your heart pounds. Your mind floods with thoughts of defense, retaliation, retreat. This is the human condition, a moment of tension, of crisis. And how you choose to respond in this very moment is everything. Because this isn't just about the challenge. It's about the choice. Every challenge is an opportunity wearing the mask of adversity. It arrives uninvited, often inconveniently, and almost always when you're least expecting it. But these moments, these difficult, messy, pressure-filled moments, are exactly what separate the mediocre from the exceptional. The lost from the resilient. The reactive from the wise. Now pause. Yes, pause. That's the first and most powerful move. Before anything else, stop. Take a deep breath. Feel the gravity of the moment without letting it crush you. There is profound power in the pause. Because it's in the stillness that the storm loses its strength. When you pause, you regain your clarity. You gain back your power. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, General of armies, and a Stoic philosopher, practiced this habit religiously. Do every act of your life as though it were the very last act of your life, he wrote. Why? Because in the pause, you reconnect to your highest self. You shed the ego, the panic, the noise, and you align yourself with reason and purpose. Now ask yourself, what am I feeling? Is it anger? Shame? Fear? These emotions aren't enemies. They are signals. Feel them fully but observe them like a scientist. Do not act on them, just study them. When you pause, you create space, space for wisdom, space for grace, space for discipline. Most people live as though they're being yanked around by every feeling that passes through them. Like a leaf in a storm, they get tossed by judgment, by envy, by fear. But not you. Not now. You are the captain of your ship. And that ship must sail through rocky seas. So here's your playbook, the Stoic path to coming out on top. After the pause comes presence. Be here. Right now. Not in the past, replaying old failures. Not in the future, dreading imaginary scenarios. Be in the now. This moment is your battlefield, and your breath is your sword. Bring yourself back into your body. Feel the ground beneath your feet. Loosen the tension in your shoulders. Reclaim your posture. Breathe in deeply and know, you are alive. You are aware. You are in control. Then, assess the battlefield. What's really happening here? What are the stakes? Is this a real threat, or a test of ego? Is this a moment that matters or a distraction dressed as drama? Remember, not every battle is worth your sword. Imagine someone criticizes your ideas in a meeting. They're loud, maybe even sarcastic. Your instinct is to shoot back, to defend yourself. But ask, is this about truth or territory? Is their attack personal or tactical? Would responding bring clarity, or just escalate the tension? Most people lose not because they are weak, but because they fight the wrong battles. They burn energy defending egos instead of building empires. That's not strength, that's ego masquerading as pride. Know this, you don't need to attend every argument you're invited to. You are not obligated to dance with every fool who wants to provoke you. Walk away, and you win by default. But if you stay, stay with intention, stay with principle. And that brings us to the core. The Stoic core. The four virtues, wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation. Wisdom is the ability to see clearly. To cut through the fog of emotion and look at reality with cold, honest eyes. Ask, what is the truth here? Not what I wish were true. Not what feels good, but what is actually true. Justice is about integrity. Is what I'm about to do aligned with what is right? Will it serve the greater good, or just my own fleeting satisfaction? Courage is action in the face of fear. It's choosing what's right, even when your legs shake and your voice trembles. And moderation, perhaps the hardest of all, is restraint. Can I act without excess? Can I strike the balance between reaction and response? Now ask yourself, which of these virtues do I need to call upon right now? There is a reason why Stoicism has endured for thousands of years. It is not just a philosophy, it's a way to win. Not win in the shallow sense of dominance, but win in the deeper sense of mastery. When someone hurls a challenge your way, you've got two main zones to consider: what you can control and what you cannot. If the Stoics had a mantra, it would be this: control what you can. Accept what you can't. Rise above both. Let's say someone insults you online. They twist your words, mock your ideas. What do you control? You don't control their mood, their motives, their bitterness. But you control how you react. You control your tone, your timing, your tact. Don't give your power away by obsessing over things outside your control. That's the equivalent of pouring water into a bucket with holes. Exhausting. Pointless. Instead, invest that energy inward. Ask, what are my core values? What kind of person do I want to be when it's hard to be that person? Because values are not tested when things are easy. Anyone can be calm when they're not provoked. Anyone can be noble when everyone's watching. But your real character, that's what shows up in the fire. There's a story of Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher who was born a slave. His master once twisted his leg during torture. Epictetus calmly said, "If you keep doing that, you'll break it." The master didn't stop. The leg broke. Epictetus didn't scream. He didn't curse. He just said, "I told you." That's not weakness. That's steel. That's clarity. That's someone who has mastered the inner realm. In your life, you'll be bent. You'll be pushed. You might even break. But you don't have to be broken. Instead of reacting blindly, start strategizing. Think about triage on a battlefield. You don't treat every wound equally. Some are fatal. Some are minor. You prioritize. You decide where your energy must go. Same thing in life. Are you fighting for your reputation, or your principles? Are you arguing with someone who matters, or someone who just wants attention? Sometimes, your best move isn't attack or defense. It's withdrawal. Strategic silence. Yes, silence. The kind that screams louder than any comeback. Not every insult requires a rebuttal. Not every shot fired deserves a counterpunch. Sometimes, the most powerful message you send is, "You're not worth my response." That's how you conserve energy. That's how you preserve dignity. Let's shift gears now. Because handling the challenge in the moment is only half the battle. The real growth happens after. The growth lives in the debrief, the reflection, the refinement. You need to become a strategist of your own experience. Ask, what did I learn from that challenge? Where did I slip? Where did I shine? How can I prepare better for next time? Preparation. That's the magic word. You win the battle in the silence before it begins. In your study. In your training. In your discipline. Seneca, another great Stoic, said, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." Want to feel unshakable? Then do the work. Do the reps. Learn your craft. Build your foundation so deep that no storm can touch it. If you're going to be tested publicly, you must prepare privately. Read. Reflect. Rehearse. Train your mind like a warrior trains his sword. With precision. With focus. With obsession. But even with all that preparation, failure will still come. Yes, even for you. Even for the wise. The Stoics never promised invincibility. What they promised was indomitability. The ability to rise. To adapt. To endure. You're going to mess up. You're going to lose your cool. You're going to say things you regret. That doesn't make you weak. That makes you human. The key is to come back stronger. Every time. Growth isn't linear. It's messy. It's up and down. Forward, then backward. But the overall direction, it must be up. Onward. Forward. Always. So here's the mindset: when you're challenged, you don't panic. You pause. You don't react. You reflect. You don't lash out. You level up. You take the moment and you mold it. You craft it. You turn it into fuel. Let every challenge be a forge, and you the blade. Let the fire temper you. Let the pressure sharpen you. Let the pain refine you. The world needs people who don't just endure challenges but who alchemize them into strength. Into wisdom. Into leadership. You're not just here to survive. You're here to rise. And if you keep walking this path, this Stoic path, you'll notice something powerful. You'll fear less. You'll complain less. You'll grow more. And you'll inspire others not by what you say, but by how you stand, unshaken, when life throws its hardest punches. You will have scars. But they will not define you. Your responses will. So take the hits. Pause. Breathe. Respond with intention. And walk forward, not as a victim of challenge, but as its master. Your life is the arena. The moment you're challenged is your entrance. And every move you make echoes in eternity. Choose them well. Walk like your soul is on fire. Because in a world of noise, drama, and distraction, your calm, your stillness, your wisdom, is rebellion. It's revolution. And you were born to lead it.